So I would like to talk about the concept of underinsurance, because I remember, Alex, when we first met, the very first conversation you had struck the fear of God into me, because you mentioned to me that, and it was my understanding, and do correct me if I'm wrong, but say for example I had contents worth 100,000. I've got a nice lot of stuff, and it's worth 100,000, but I had actually only had a policy in place for £50,000 of contents. It's my understanding after our conversation that I was effectively 50% uninsured, and therefore if I had a claim, and maybe it was only one room that was damaged and the loss was say only £10,000, because I was 50% underinsured, they would only pay out 50% of my claim.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right. So 50% of your 10,000, so you'd get £5,000 settlement.
Yeah.
And that is exactly right. It's called the average clause, the sort of slightly dreaded average clause. And it's really important to have these conversations with clients to make sure that sums insured are correct, so that insurers are actually generating the correct premium for the risk. Because the idea of insurance is to put you back in the same position as you were immediately before the loss. And so everybody's only going to be very disappointed if at the end of the day they make a claim and they're not insured for the correct sum insured. They're insuring for 50 when they should be insuring for 100,000. So to replace all the contents in that room or that house is going to cost them that 100,000, not that 50, and they're going to be upset with the insurer that they haven't been settled or compensated correctly in the eventuality of loss. So insurers use that clause to really make sure that they're generating the correct premium associated to the risk. You said at the beginning there that £100,000. I've got a nice property with some nice contents. Actually, contents add up really quickly, and £100,000 is actually not very much. By the time you've been around carpets, curtains, fixtures and fittings, everything, clothes, and I'm talking more now from a sort of a residential aspect, but the same can apply for landlords who are letting out a really nice furnished property, especially if they're really top end and there are some artworks and things in there as well.
Absolutely.
In Edinburgh you're looking at big Georgian windows, lots of fabric for curtains and so on. So 100,000 probably doesn't take you very far.
Well, you're probably looking at a couple of thousand just for some curtains for some of these big windows.
Easily,
Wow. So and so to make sure you've got the right contents cover, the right amount, can somebody help you with that?
Yeah, I mean, we have a contents calculator, so that will just take you through each of the rooms, and it highlights the different categories that you might have in each room, such as electrical goods, furniture, if it's a kitchen, for example, all your white goods and so on. If you're moving into the drawing room, all your soft furnishings, your lighting, your light fixtures, and so on and so forth. And you can sort of establish from where you're sort of generally buying. So you could be somebody who's a John Lewis purchaser or another department store. You can then roughly equate what it would cost to replace in the eventuality of something happening to it. So it's quite a useful exercise. And wardrobes in particular, I mean, again, we're talking more not necessarily from a landlord's perspective, because they wouldn't have their own clothes in their property, but from a private client perspective, clothes alone can really add up to.
Well, it depends if you've got a shoe fetish, so some really nice high-end, high-heel shoes. Oh God, that's true. Yes. And actually, I mean, you guys look after private clients as well, don't you, as well as landlords? So you can cover the whole problem.
But the contents calculator is a useful tool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes clients like us to take them through it with them. We can help them with that, and we can do a walkthrough. Others tend to just like to do it on their own, but it acts as a good tool to think about things that you might not necessarily think about, because it is about replacing everything. If you have a total loss, you've really got to think about absolutely everything to put you back in that same position.
Absolutely, and of course you've lost everything and you're underinsured. You've got to somehow find that extra money to reinstate.
Exactly.
So what's it called? The dreaded average.
Average clause.
Okay, watch out for that.
No, absolutely.
God, brilliant. Well, look, thank you so much for that, Alex. I really appreciate it. We don't always want to hear these horror stories, but actually it's important, isn't it?
No, it's really
to know what risk we need to mitigate.
And I think at Bruce Stevenson we really try to work with clients to explain exactly those scenarios, so that a client understands what the insurance policy is there to do for them, and to avoid that disappointment in the eventuality of a loss. Let's talk about these difficult things now up front before something actually happens. So that when it does happen, if it happens, everybody's got their ducks in a row, if you like, they're prepared. We've talked about values, we've talked about sums insured, we've made sure things are at the correct figures they need to be, and then that should make the claim process a whole lot more seamless and efficient and allow for a prompt settlement.
And fingers crossed, having gone through all of that, you won't ever need a claim.
Well, I hope so, but that insurance is there to do just that.
Absolutely.
And we, as I say before, with our claims department, really help clients to get the most out of their insurance policy when it comes to using it.
Brilliant. That's lovely. Thank you so much, Alex.